What is up, Guitar Ninjas? In this video I'm going to do something a little bit different, hence being sat here at the desk. I made a little bit of a backing track, only about 44 seconds long, and I sent it out to a load of people and got them to do what they wanted with it. I tried to make the track as simple as possible so they could be creative as much as they wanted, from just putting on one layer to redesigning the whole thing, as long as they kept the original track in there so they're at the right tempo and key. And yeah, I'm now going to review it. This is nothing to do with me playing guitar, there's no actual tuition in this as such, but I am hoping that some of them have done some interesting things that I can comment on. So let's just jump straight into the first one. The track that I sent out sounds like this. And I just realised how terrible my posture had been so far. So I'm going to fix that, and we're going to jump straight into Seb Jolly, who actually started coming to me to learn bass. He was already pretty good at bass, just wanted to get a deeper understanding and deeper techniques in there. He's done actually a little bit of an intro explaining the video. I know that because he told me, but I haven't watched any of these before now, so this is my live reacting to the videos.
Hey Rory, so this was a really fun track to jam over and add my own touch to it. What I ended up doing was recording straight from my guitar into the interface into my DAW. So a really nice and simple setup.
So for anyone that doesn't know, a DAW is a DAW, a digital audio workstation. This is the main piece of software that you need to actually record music to and layer them up to make a song. The audio interface is the thing that you physically need to plug a guitar into a computer or other audio equipment. So you don't get like a lead that connects as a jack lead one end, you know, like a standard guitar cable, and then a USB at the other that would normally work. You need a form of audio interface. So what he's saying is what anyone would have to do to be able to record their music at home. Alright, let's carry on.
Up there. And then playing wise, I pretty much just used the minor pentatonic, the F sharp minor pentatonic that is.
So the backing track's in the key of F sharp minor, so the F sharp minor pentatonic makes complete sense. This is like a foundation scale that most musicians will learn at the beginning, and to be fair, you can keep that going for so long. You don't really need more scales to sound good at guitar. I mean, most notes that are played in Guns N' Roses and Slash solos are based around the pentatonic, with the occasional natural minor note thrown in. So it's a good start to go for.
Used that in the lower octave and the higher octave past the 12th fret.
Okay, so what he means by this, the scale does cover the whole neck, but he's talking about using the first position of the scale that only covers a range of 4 frets, and then jumping up to a whole nother octave. So he's skipping all the notes out the middle, but it's still a really good way of getting some feel and some range in the music. So it's a good part to go for. I know that doesn't make sense to a normal musician just to say to jump to the 12th fret, but that's exactly what he's doing, is just skipping up an octave and using the same scale shape.
Nice different bits to it. And I also added a string section and a rhythm guitar section just to pad it out a bit more, and I panned some little bits left and right, so I hope you enjoy it.
You could definitely hear that the backing had more padding to it in the first place. Starting up higher and going lower is an unusual choice for me. I tend to start low and give more energy by going higher pitched, so it was quite a nice twist to hear. He used plenty of notes in the middle of the fretboard as well, so there was more use of those other positions, not just the first position. So that was pretty cool to hear. The distortion tone's not my go-to, but still sounded pretty cool. I love heavy distortion, but there's something about that tone with that that's not my go-to, but I know is still really common. So Yeah, I think that was off to a really, really good start. Love what you did, Seb. Let's jump on to the next one. So the next one I'm going to have a look at is still currently one of my students. This is Mike Brinley.
Hey Roz, how you doing? Thanks for arranging this challenge for us. It's been great fun to take part.
Oh, an extra note, Mike's guitar with the Guitar Ninja logo and red swirls was actually made by him and painted and got the vinyl prints for my logo to make a Guitar Ninja guitar, which is just super awesome.
Part in the process that I've gone through. It's been really good to learn more about the Ableton software. I've taken your backing track.
Ableton software is the DAW, the digital audio workstation I was talking about before. It's the main one I use, and I just introduced Mike to this from him using cheaper free DAWs like GarageBand.
I've added some extra layers of bass on top of that. I've used an acoustic guitar and then a few of the different effects to produce the finished article, which I really hope you like, and looking forward to your feedback. So it's going to be great to play it for you now on the Ninja SG.
Yeah. Okay, so he sent the audio through on a separate file, so I just need to link these bits up. So this is listening to Mike's audio. Nice.
So, looking forward to your feedback. Really appreciate taking part in the process. Take care.
Okay, so again, the reason why the video looked paused on my screen but not to you was because I'm listening to the audio. The video only had his lead section. The audio track that was separate had the whole mix. I've got to say, I really like the fact that he used these repeating patterns that make it already sound familiar. There's something about that that's already sunk in just through that 44 seconds of listening. Again, we had that nice octave jump. I think the tones and levels were a really good mix, especially for somebody that is so new to using digital audio workstation software. So yeah, I thought that was an absolute brilliant take on this, and you could hear very different to Seb's. So already enjoying this for how different the two different approaches have come so far. So this next one was submitted by somebody on the Guitar Ninja Facebook group who I've never taught guitar before. I've spoken to them a few times, but don't have much of a rapport with in the past. So this is going to be a completely brand new, no idea what this is going to be like track. So this is Karl Peters. That energy going again, slowly building up, the adding a riff to the rhythm chords in the first place to make more rhythm, I thought was a wicked touch. Ending with that is definitely good. Some of those runs are pretty similar to what I would have done. There was some great bends and speed in there. I love the fact that he did those where you bend and hold it and then hit another note on a higher string. Oh yeah, there was just so much in that I really enjoyed. Really enjoyed that one. I'm going to even give it a second run through and just check a couple of things in there as well. That adding all of those notes from the F sharp minor chord, so that's the root chord. He's just basically arpeggiated those notes but let them ring into each other. So it's like he's gone from a solo to ringing them into a rhythmic chord. It's something I don't do that often, and I think it's a wicked touch. So those little pull-offs into the slides, making it seem like a legato run with the bends, again slowly working its way up, giving more energy. There's that bend I was on about. Pew, pew, like bend and, I can't vocalize it, but bending and hitting that high, I love it. And jumping into that first position in the higher octave towards the end, just to throw in that higher pitched energy to wrap it up with. Awesome track, Karl. Yeah, definitely need to do some more guitar stuff with you, Karl, definitely. Okay, that was a really exciting one. So that's 3 down. Let's jump on to the next one. This one is Joe, and he has his own YouTube channel. I will make sure that there is a link to that. If there's not links to everybody else, there'll definitely be a link to this one in the description, and I'll try and make sure that it's up here in the video somewhere as well. Okay, so Joe is actually more of a producer than a guitarist. So his guitar skills might not be the highest and craziest. He's not as likely to be a shred artist, but his production skills are normally pretty good. So I'm interested to hear the kind of general sound of the music here. Oh, so he's got that section that he first played looping. I think that sounds really good. I think that his pick action, there's a lot of bouncing away from the string, and I think that just comes from the fact that he's not a guitarist first, he's a producer first. I mean, again, look at the quality of the setup behind him. It's a pretty high quality for a home gig. But yeah, that plectrum bounce is pretty high. I'd say that's because he's not so in there, but the rhythm was sounding good, hammer on some pull-offs in there, and now jumping up to layer over this loop. Let's keep going. So again, the bass was so well produced in that I didn't even notice that there was an extra bass layer separately. So I've got to say that was done pretty well. I could hear there was a higher octave of that looping section of things in there as well. I was expecting there to be a little bit more play being Joe, but that was still a really enjoyable listen, and again, quite a different take compared to the others. Obviously I've aimed this at people that play guitar, so I expect it to be quite generically guitar sounding together. It would have been cool to try and grab a different artist, perhaps like a brass player or something, but we'll have a look at that in future. So let's jump on to the next one. This next one, a guy that noodles all the time, as he calls it, improvising. This is Ben. I'm looking forward to this one. Ben can be very picky on himself. I have a feeling that this is going to be a lot better than he thinks it is. But because he can be so picky on himself, he might be holding himself back a little bit because he doesn't want to go wrong. So let's find out. I'm interested. Okay, instantly I can hear all those extra layers with effects tuned so nicely. It sounds beautiful. He's not gone crazy over the top with delays and reverb, but there's definitely some in there giving this really atmospheric sound that I think stands out, to be fair. I think that atmosphere has really already stepped this up from some of the others. Look at this, in his video as well, he's actually saying what he's doing. So he's saying that he's had the descending backing and that initial lead. He's gone into a C-sharp Phrygian scale. So the C-sharp Phrygian, for anyone that doesn't know, is the relative Phrygian mode to the C-sharp minor. So basically the scale actually has the exact same notes. Saying that he's in the C-sharp Phrygian here isn't actually that accurate because the backing track chords are giving you that F-sharp minor feel. A mode is only how the sound is relative to its backing. What is actually in here is like the 3rd or 4th position, whatever you want to call it, of the F-sharp minor scale. So he's still jamming in F-sharp minor, but calling it the C sharp Phrygian is close enough to correct. I wouldn't actually say it was wrong. Maybe I would. I don't know. Anyway, he's accurate with his modal theory here so far. And then distorted guitar added. Let's listen to it. Oh, let's actually hit play. So again here, Ben has thrown in some pentatonic at the end and it just wraps it up. It sounds really good. As I expected, Ben sounded wicked. It was not overcomplicated, which I said he might hold himself back, but I think that actually really fit the sound of this track, so I'm really happy with that. I've had one more track sent to me from somebody I haven't spoken to or played guitar with in many years. Unfortunately, the file type I can't yet open, so let's see if I can fix that quickly right now. So this is Bradley Crisp, a friend of mine from a while back, to be fair. Haven't really spoken to him directly in too long, so I feel like a bit of a bad friend, but let's jump in and see what he's done with this. I have no idea where he would have gone. I know that he does like his fast shred, so I'm hoping to hear some fast guitar in this one. There we go, let's go. Didn't have as fast a thing as I thought, but the feel of this original backing track, you don't naturally think to go crazy fast over it. So I get it, fitting with this track, that makes quite a bit of sense. He was sticking mostly to the first position and the fourth position of the minor pentatonic, which is pretty standard. I mean, they're the ones that I tend to jump in and out of myself naturally anyway. Sounded pretty good. I liked the use of bends. There was a few points in there where he played a note normally and then bent it again afterwards, which I would normally have gone straight to the bend the first time. I noticed the note, he bent a later note in the scale up to a fifth or a root, and I naturally would have gone for that bend the first time, but I think that's what makes it unique and different, and it still sounded great. So somehow I managed to mess up, and whilst I was downloading all these tracks, all of them I was downloading directly to the desktop. However, one of them ended up staying in the downloads file. Not sure how it happened, but it was actually the first track sent to me, and I almost managed to miss this and only make this 6 instead of 7 different guitarists. So this is David Carter. He was the first one to send it through. Again, somebody I don't really know that well, so I'm really interested to see how he's taken this track and what sounds he's done with it. Let's go! Nice! I thought that was really cool. I loved the use of that sound effect to build up the sound before it kicked in. Most of the lead stuff was stuck in that first position of the minor pentatonic. Again, really classic scale that we all use. I loved the use of the pinch harmonics when he went up into the higher octave. Again, a repeating pattern there with the pinches in, which is always something I like. A repeating pattern that hooks you in, as long as it doesn't go on for too long. You want something that breaks it up, and I think the pinches really helped give that something as an extra touch to stop it getting boring. Again, we had loads of effects thrown in there, we had multiple layers, and yeah, really managed to turn this into a full track. So let's face it, the original loop was pretty nothing, pretty boring. So yeah, again, I think David Carter did a really, really good job with this one, so thanks for handing that one in, buddy. By all means, let me know what things that I might have missed out that you thought was really awesome down in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed this video, as always, smash that like button, and if you haven't yet, why haven't you subscribed? So there you have 7 different styles over one backing track. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I didn't do my own one on this, but if you think that I should, leave a comment below and I will happily make my own version of this. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do the normal thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment, share the love, and I'll catch you guys in a new video soon. Bye!